Today we are making cardboard relief sculptures inspired by the artist Frank Stella. A cardboard relief sculpture, what does that mean? First of all, we are going to be using cardboard, so any cardboard that you have lying around your house is perfect. Whether that's an Amazon box, I have a lot of those lately, a cereal box, Girl Scout cookie box, Pop-Tart box, any kind of cardboard you have lying around will work perfectly. And then relief, what does the word relief mean? Well, a relief sculpture is something that protrudes from its background, or it comes out from its background. And sculptures, we know, are three-dimensional. So it's something that you can walk all around. It has height, width, and depth, and it's not flat. If it was flat, that would make it two-dimensional, like a drawing or a painting. So for today's sculpture, you need any kind of cardboard that you have at home, scissors, crayons, or really anything that you want to color with, markers, oil pastels, color pencils, paint, that would be fine too, and glue. And then as always, you're going to need a pencil and eraser. Millie is excited to join us for our sculptures today. If you don't have any cardboard at home and you can't make a sculpture, that's totally fine. Instead of making it a 3D sculpture, you can make it into a two-dimensional collage. So you can take different shapes of paper, glue them together, and that way you're making a collage and you still get the same idea that we're getting from our sculptures, but yours is just going to be flat. So really whatever you have at home is going to be totally fine. Now we are going to be cutting out shapes from our cardboard or paper, if that's what you have. And we learned about two different types of shapes in art. So we know that there's geometric shapes and organic shapes. Geometric shapes are shapes that you already know the names of. So those are triangles, circles, squares, hexagons, octagons, all those shapes that you can think of off the top of your head. Organic shapes are different. While they're still flat, they are ones that you don't know the names of. So they could be inspired by nature, like the shape of a leaf or a flower, or it could be a shape that you totally make up, like a big blob or a squiggly shape that you think kind of looks like a worm. That would be another example of an organic shape. So let's gather our materials and we're going to get started. Frank Stella was born in 1936 and is still working today. His sculptures contain lines, bright colors, different materials, and unique shapes, like geometric shapes and organic shapes. He started as a painter, but started incorporating more sculpture into his work, like the ones in these pictures here.
So you can see that I started by opening up my cardboard boxes and laying them out so that they're flat. I'm going to use a Sharpie to draw my shapes, but you can use a pencil. I'm using a Sharpie so it shows up a little bit better on the video. So I'm choosing the plain side of the cardboard, not the side with the stickers and the label on it, just because those sides will be harder to cover. So the first thing I'm going to do is start drawing a bunch of different shapes. Like I said, you can draw geometric or organic shapes, whatever shapes you can think of. Now that I'm done drawing all my shapes, now it's time to start cutting them out. Do the best you can. Cereal boxes are really easy to cut out because the cardboard is so thin. And actually, these Amazon boxes are pretty easy to cut out too. The cardboard's not too thick, but if you need help, don't be afraid to ask your mom or your dad or anyone who's around to help you. That way you can be really safe with your scissors. All of the pieces that I've cut out. You'll see that on some I cut out the black outline so it's completely off of my shape, and on some I left it on. It's your choice whether you want to keep those on your shapes or cut them off completely. I think I'll spend a few minutes cutting off those black outlines. That way I'm really focusing on attention to detail and focusing more on the colors and the shapes. Okay, so I cleaned up my shapes a little bit. So I cut out most of the black outline. It's okay if you left that on. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, and you're gonna be coloring these or painting them anyway. Or if you wanna assemble your sculpture just like this, that's still gonna be really cool because you have the different shades of the cardboard and you also have this awesome texture. So now I am going to color all of my pieces. You can see that I went back in and added more details, more lines, and more patterns to my shapes so that they really started to stand out. Just like Frank Stella, when you look at his work, you can see that they're full of color and lines and patterns. So I wanted my shapes to reflect that. Now I used oil pastels, crayons, and markers. Like I said, you can use anything that you have at home. If you want to paint these, that would be so awesome. Now we're going to play with the composition. Composition means the arrangement of your shapes. Now we are going to glue them all on top of each other to make our relief sculpture. However, if you want to make this a completely freestanding sculpture, I'm going to show you how to do that with these two pieces right here. So if you wanted to make your sculpture completely freestanding, what you do is cut a small slit into 2 or 3 of your shape sides. They don't have to be long. They can be very short like those. I'll cut some slits into these. You don't want the slits to be too close to each other. And then with that little slit, you can fit it into the other one. So let's fit those together. And that creates a 3D stable shape. Now I want to arrange mine on top of each other, so I'm not going to make a freestanding sculpture, but if you do make a freestanding sculpture, you might want to color the back of your shapes too, because you're going to be seeing your shapes not only from the top, but from all sides. So now I'm going to play with my composition, aka my arrangement of my shapes, until I find something that I like. I'm going to move it around first. Once I find a position that I like, then I'll glue it all down. Okay, I've played around with my arrangement and I really like how this looks. Now I'm going to take my glue stick and glue it all together. If you have a glue bottle, that will work even better than the glue stick, but if this is all you have, like this is all I have, then that will work just fine. My composition changed a little bit since I started gluing, just because I had to move around the pieces, but I'm really happy with my finished product. So for this project, you draw your shapes, you cut them out, you color them any way you want, and then you assemble your sculpture. You put it all together. This week, you're going to email me or send me a picture of your sculpture on blooms. Don't forget achrist@ofcs.net. I cannot wait to see these awesome, non-objective, abstract Frank Stella sculptures. Have so much fun making your sculpture.